Oh, I should turn off the blinker. I'm just on a side street. Just wanted to make up a song. It's falling over. Alright. Sorry. This is not a good spot for a phone. That's okay, I guess. There we go. I'm feeling a lot right now. Just have a lot going on, and had a couple students cancel. And that's sometimes when that happens, I wonder if it's like, am I just overwhelmed and they're all sensing that in the ether? Probably not, but just a little overwhelmed right now, but it's not in a bad way. Just in a fast-moving life way, like rapids, as opposed to a lazy river. Anyway, in space, on your own, here, and you make up your minds to be different. Than you've been, and you are right now. It's time to start laughing about things you've cried about. Lighten up, feel the world. Let yourself be heard. Lighten up, feel the wounded world coming true for me and you. Picture a place in your mind in the darkness of time ahead of you. Picture a brave point of light, like a point of view. It can be done, it can be done. It's almost done, and I don't mean to scare you anymore here. It's not as clear as that. It's not clear at all. It's not as clear as that. It's not clear at all. It's not as clear as that. It's not clear at all. They're really pretty birds. They just flew. Actually, I couldn't see them at all, but it was a pretty moment, and it felt nice to see 3 birds fly. I mean, I could see them, but I couldn't tell if they were pretty. They were just little black silhouettes, but the silhouettes were beautiful to me. I don't know. That song is about a lot of things, but it's especially about if you've had a lot of trauma and you want to honor your trauma. Sometimes it can be hard to pull your eyes off the trauma, kind of like staring at a train wreck or staring at a memorial or a grave site, and then accidentally spending your whole life honoring that instead of living. So I'm trying to learn how to rejoin the living, even though there's always a potential for more trauma. I've been doing it the last few years, but not as willfully and as intentionally as I think I'm able to. I think that I can feel that I'm on the cusp of being what I consider to be old now. And I can feel that, like, I feel less pressure to be, internal pressure to be perceived a certain way by you. I kind of always thought that if I was a songwriter who released albums into her 80s, which is what I've always said I would do, or at least in the last 10 years or so I've been saying, I'm going to release albums into my 80s. I kind of thought I'd be like a cute old grandma, like wise old sitting on a mountaintop, kind of like nun-like figure. Like, not necessarily because I don't know that I feel so wise so much as I feel really in touch with a desire to keep pursuing wisdom. And I think I'm actually a little bit more like a puppy, sometimes like a sleepy puppy, sometimes like an excited puppy. But I think more often than not, I am feeling in the dark, and I don't know for sure when I'm asserting things. Like, I'm asserting what I feel confident about at that moment, but then I trust that 5 videos from now I might feel differently, or I might feel the same thing but more intricately, and that I'll have new insights. And I remember that feeling. I remember the first time I felt excited to be a person who has constant epiphanies, rather than feel like I'm so dumb and I'm not getting things, which is another way to look at the same personality trait. Like, I don't think I'm dumb. I know I'm book smart. I'm very book smart. Like, I'm studied, learned, but I'm also just like, I'm quick with thinking through things. But I don't think I have a lot of social smarts or street smarts necessarily. Like, I won't always realize that if you do A and then someone else does B, that leads to C. Like, I won't always put things together, and then I'll wonder why certain things happen a certain way in social situations. And it's just, I'm a little slow with stuff like that. But I'm getting better. I think it honestly comes down to it took me long enough to learn how to walk away from situations where I wasn't being treated well. So I think the gray area is where I'm a little confused right now. Like,
how to be someone who doesn't then just walk away from everything where you feel uncomfortable. But I don't know. But maybe some of us are meant to be mysterious little bird-type souls floating up into the sky and the clouds and the trees and just doing whatever, like a breeze. So maybe that's what I am. Maybe I don't have to figure out how to be the nice person in hundreds of social situations every year. Like, that's so... I've been doing that because I really do care about people's hearts. But I think that I have a lot of opinions about people's behavior because I've been so hurt. And so to watch behavior either directed towards me or towards other people that I know or love that I think is shitty, like if someone has shitty behavior or is just really mistreating someone or being really selfish, overtly selfish. I mean, we're all selfish, but if someone's being like really overtly selfish to a friend of mine or someone I care about, like, it's really hard for me to just be there and watch. I feel like I'm endorsing it. But I also get kind of like victim mode and kind of cower, like, I don't know what to do or say. And then I just feel trapped there. And I think that's how I've ended up kind of manipulated or manipulatable. Because I'm not the one who will just say, dude, don't say that. That's rude. Because the reason I don't say it is not because I'm afraid of seeming righteous or seeming kinder than you. It's actually because I don't want you to take that crappy energy that you're putting on someone else or that you're already putting on me. I don't want you to intensify it or direct it right at me because I feel like I'll break. But maybe that's my own self-lie. Maybe I wouldn't break if I started speaking my truth. I don't know. I've witnessed other people do it, and it usually just makes you very unlikable. Like, if you're someone who calls people out all the time, then people usually don't like you. And I think that's been too much of my barometer, is wanting to be liked. You can't be liked by everybody because you're going to be around people who are similar to you, who are like you, and they will like you. Like, if someone's like you, they'll probably like you. If someone is not like you, they probably will not like you. Like, the only exceptions to that are people putting in the effort to try to learn from other people who are different from them and grow. And usually those are kind people. So my barometer in life, socially, has been incredibly kind people. And there's so many different ways to display kindness. You don't have to be someone who's smiley friendly all the time, but maybe you're someone who like checks out for like a month, but then when you do, right, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've missed you. I've just been more introverted lately, or, checks out for more than a month. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to have judgments about people right now. I'm sure I'm very easy to judge. I'm very specific and very weird. But I don't know. Maybe these are just disclaimers on why I've changed. Why I went from being a lot more extroverted and started shifting it, even pre-COVID. I just dug up an old EP that was on my Pro Tools from February 28th. So like a month before quarantine lockdown, and it's an album all about self-isolating and pulling away from social situations. And so I was like, whoa, it's kind of weird to see that I was trying to do that even before we had to. And I knew I was. It was partly because I was trying to heal my own crappy ways that I was looking at some things. So anyway, that one's going to be called Fallen Star. And one of my piano students / like a songwriter in the making, she actually has a song that she covered a Sylvan Esso song on In the Clouds comp. Anyway, her name is Ellie Keeson, and she's going to make the cover art for that one, Fallen Star. I don't remember the 3 song titles. It's just 3 songs, and yeah, I got to send it to her to listen to, but that's one of like 8 random projects in my saved drafts on Bandcamp. Actually, there's only 3 up there, but there's like 5 in my computer that I just gotta upload and all that. And albums that I like seriously meant to keep working on, but haven't. Anyway, the biggest one being the songs from 2014, the first real songs that I wrote as Jessica and the Rainbow. If you go to the second thing on my Bandcamp, it's called Everything's True Part 1. And it was supposed to be an album called Everything's True with 8 songs on it. And there's an Everything's True Part 2 buried in there too. But those are the first real 8 songs I kind of committed to and wrote and loved and kind of tenderly unraveled and rewrapped and all that in 2014 when I started being Jessica and the Rainbow, instead of how I used to release music under my name, Jessica Fogel. And so those 2, Everything's True Part 1 and Everything's True Part 2, it's missing 2 other songs that just weren't ready to be shared, but I still want to release it like as a full and real release, like, you know, press copies and make a bigger deal out of the release, send it to either a couple periodicals or radio stations. Lately I've just been sending to like one local one and one of each, and I'm just not even trying anymore, and I don't know. To be fair, I've hardly tried my whole career because it's just really hard, that kind of stuff. I haven't believed in myself. It's weird, I believe in the music, but I haven't believed in some other aspect that I haven't ever been able to put my finger on, and I think it's that I was blocked from so much trauma. I didn't believe that I could be like a person out in the world, like a, I don't even know, Katy Perry or a Lady Gaga, any of those people. Like, Lady Gaga admitted she just smoked weed all the time for like years and years and years. Like, that's in her biography or something. I think socially I didn't know how I could be that, because I feel like I've been different people to my family, or like, I have nieces and nephews, what would they think if they saw this? And I've just had to kind of get over a lot of those types of feelings in order to, I don't know, be out there in the world. And so having like a secret YouTube like this, where I have like 700 videos, is like been my tiptoeing way into, you know, what those people's lives must feel like. Learning to be transparent, but knowing I'm doing it just for like anywhere from like 4 to 14 people at any time. I mean, I know it says I have 98 followers, but they're not all watching all of these at all. So anyway, I was on one tangent from another thing that I wanted to finish saying, but I think it's gone. I guess I'll go. Have a good night. Bye.